Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Life is not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about making your own path, no matter how rough it may seem. You don't wait for success to come knocking. You grind every single day. The power of consistency is something that cannot be overstated. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success happens overnight, that one grand gesture or a single moment of brilliance will change everything. But that's not how it works. True success is built over time, brick by brick, day by day. It's the small actions repeated over and over that create something truly extraordinary. Consistency is the foundation that holds everything together. It's the habit of showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's that commitment to push through the tiredness, the doubts, and the distractions. Think of it this way. Each time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you're planting a seed. And while you might not see the plant grow right away, rest assured, the roots are spreading deep beneath the surface. Over time, those roots will grow into something solid and undeniable. When you choose to be consistent, you choose to stay focused on the bigger picture, even when the immediate results aren't visible. The grind may not always be glamorous, and the progress may seem slow, but there's power in repetition. The small actions, the ones you repeat every single day, compound and amplify over time. It's the choices you make in those quiet, everyday moments that accumulate and define your success. Consistency builds trust in yourself and in others. When you show up time and time again, you start to believe that success is inevitable. You begin to see that every effort, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is leading you somewhere important. The world starts to recognize your commitment too. It sees you doing the work day in and day out, and it rewards that consistency. So, let the power of consistency become your guiding principle. Don't focus too much on what's happening today or tomorrow. Focus on showing up, staying true to your purpose, and putting in the work. The results will come, not because of any single extraordinary event, but because you've decided to grind consistently, to trust in the process, and to make steady progress toward your goals. Embracing the struggle is one of the most powerful shifts you can make on your journey to success. Too often we view struggle as something to avoid or something that holds us back. We see it as an obstacle, a sign that we're not meant to succeed, or as an indication that we're failing. But that's not the case. The truth is, the struggle is not something to fear, it's something to welcome, because it's in the struggle that growth occurs. Every challenge, every difficult moment is an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to develop strength. Without struggle, there's no progress. You can't get stronger without resistance. Think about it. The strongest muscles are those that have been worked, those that have been pushed past their limits, those that have endured resistance and strain. It's the same with your mind, your spirit, and your ability to succeed. The hardships you face now will become the stepping stones for future success. When you embrace the struggle, you shift your perspective. You stop seeing it as something that's happening to you, and instead see it as something that's happening for you. Every setback, every failure, every roadblock is a chance to improve, to adapt, and to sharpen your skills. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. The challenges you're facing today are the lessons that will make you wiser, stronger, and more resilient tomorrow. But here's the key. You can't run from it. You can't hide from the struggle. You need to face it head on, with the mindset that you are equipped to handle it. You need to trust that each difficulty is adding to your resilience, your patience, and your determination. The more you face head on, the more you expand your capacity to endure, to push through, and to come out on the other side even stronger. The struggle is also a teacher. It humbles you. It reminds you that success isn't given, it's earned. It teaches you to be patient, to to stay persistent and to understand that not everything will come easily. It's during those tough times when you want to quit that you need to dig deep and keep going, because you're learning the skills that will allow you to handle greater challenges ahead. In fact, the bigger the struggle, the bigger the reward at the end. When you embrace the struggle, you stop seeing it as something that holds you back, and instead you see it as the necessary step that propels you forward. So, when times get tough, don't run, don't back down, embrace it. Understand that the struggle is not only a part of the process, it's the key to your ultimate success. Without it, you would never reach the heights you're destined to achieve. Small wins may not always seem significant in the moment, but it's these very victories that lay the foundation for everything larger that comes afterward. We live in a world that often glorifies grand gestures and dramatic success stories, but those big victories didn't happen overnight. They were the result of countless small wins accumulated over time, each one building upon the last. The path to success is not a giant leap. It's a series of small steps, each one a victory in itself. It's easy to get discouraged when the end goal feels so far away. But if you take a step back and look at how far you've come, you'll realize how powerful those small victories really are. Every time you accomplish something, no matter how seemingly insignificant, you are training yourself for something bigger. You are strengthening your resolve, building your confidence, and developing the habits that will lead you to success. These small wins are not just milestones. They are building blocks, each one helping to create the person you need to be in order to achieve the larger dreams you hold. When you recognize the power of small wins, you also start to shift your mindset. You stop focusing solely on the overwhelming task ahead and start celebrating the progress you're making, however small it may seem. Maybe you completed one task on your to-do list, or perhaps you learned something new that will help you later on. Maybe you pushed through a tough day or found the strength to keep going when you felt like giving up. These moments matter. They matter because they're proof of your commitment, proof that you are moving forward even if it feels like slow progress. These small wins also compound over time. What might feel like a tiny achievement today will accumulate into something monumental down the road. Think about money in a savings account. A single deposit may seem insignificant, but over time, those small contributions build into something much greater. The same principle applies to your success. Every day you make progress, every time you take a small step forward, you're investing in a future where those small wins become the foundation of something much more powerful. When you celebrate these small victories, you begin to cultivate a sense of pride and momentum. The more you win, the more you believe that winning is possible. It shifts your perspective from one of scarcity and frustration to one of abundance and possibility. You start to see that success is not a rare event. It's a pattern, a series of steps that you take one after another. Each small win adds fuel to your fire, reminding you that the bigger victories are possible too. So remember, it's not about waiting for the big moment to define your journey. It's about recognizing that each small win, every ounce of effort, matters. You're on a path that's built from countless tiny successes. As long as you keep stacking them, you will eventually find yourself standing on top of something far greater than you ever imagined. And when that happens, you'll know that it was the accumulation of those small wins that made all the difference. It's one of the hardest truths to face, but it's the reality we all must come to terms with. No one will do it for you. There's no magical hand that will swoop in and carry you to success. There are no shortcuts. No one is going to put in the work for you. No one will chase your dreams. No one will take your steps for you. The journey is yours, and it's yours alone to navigate. This truth can feel harsh, even discouraging, but the moment you embrace it is the moment you take full ownership of your destiny. You can't wait around for someone else to take responsibility for your future. It's up to you to put in the effort, to make the choices, and to take the actions that will get you where you want to go. It doesn't matter how much potential you have, how much talent you possess, or how big your dreams are. Nothing happens until you start doing the work. You can have all the ideas in the world, but they're meaningless if you don't put in the effort to bring them to life. Success isn't just about having a vision. It's about the grind, the persistence, the daily effort to turn that vision into reality. If you wait for others to make it happen for you, you'll be waiting forever. You have to be the one to take that first step, and the next, and the next, even when the road gets tough. Even when no one else is cheering you on, you are the one who has to put in the work. What often happens is that we look around and see others who seem to be ahead of us, and we think they've had help or luck or an easier path. But the truth is, they too had to walk their journey. They had to face the same struggles, the same obstacles, and they had to do the work. Nobody gets to skip the grind. There may be people who offer support, guidance, or mentorship along the way, but at the end of the day, it's you who must act. You are the one who must decide to keep going, to keep pushing through the hardships, and to never stop striving for your goals. This is where personal responsibility becomes so crucial. You can't blame circumstances, other people, or even luck for where you are in life. You are where you are because of the decisions you've made, and you will get to where you want to go based on the actions you choose to take now. Your success is in your hands, no one else's. It's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for someone else to make things happen, but that's not how the world works. You have the power to shape your future, but only if you step up and take control. So don't waste time wishing for someone to save you or for the universe to hand you success on a silver platter. That moment is never coming. Instead, embrace the fact that your journey is in your hands and that every action, every choice, every step you take will shape your destiny. The world may offer challenges, but it also offers endless opportunities. For those who are willing to do the work, for those who are willing to take responsibility for their own success. The work is yours to do. The hustle is yours to own. And the rewards? They will be yours too, earned through your effort, your persistence, and your refusal to rely on anyone else but yourself. No one will do it for you. But with that, you also have the freedom to define your own path and determine the success you achieve. Take that power and run with it. Discomfort is not a sign to stop, it's a sign that you're growing. Too many people turn back the moment things get hard, the second they feel tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. But that's exactly when you need to push forward. The grind isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to test you, to challenge you, to break you down so you can rebuild yourself into someone stronger. Every time you push through discomfort, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Your mind will try to convince you to stop, to rest, to take it easy. But that's just resistance speaking. It's the voice of mediocrity trying to keep you where you are. But if you truly want to achieve something great, you have to ignore that voice and keep moving forward. Think about the people who succeed in life. They aren't the ones who quit when things got tough. They're the ones who embraced the pain, who understood that discomfort is part of the process. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends in any field, they all had moments when they wanted to give up. But instead, they leaned into the grind, knowing that pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. Discomfort comes in many forms. Sometimes it's physical, like exhaustion from long hours of work or training. Sometimes it's mental, like self-doubt or fear of failure. Sometimes it's emotional, like feeling alone on your journey while others take an easier path. But no matter what form it takes, discomfort is a test, and passing that test is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Most people look for an escape when things get difficult. They want an easier way, a shortcut, a break. But there is no shortcut to success. There is only the grind. And the moment you accept that, the moment you stop avoiding discomfort and start embracing it, everything changes. You stop fearing hard work and start seeing it as the path to everything you want. Grinding through discomfort doesn't mean ignoring your limits. It means expanding them. It means doing one more rep, making one more call, taking one more step when everything inside you says to quit. It's in those moments of struggle that your true strength is revealed, and every time you push past what you thought was your limit, you set a new standard for yourself. So when you feel the discomfort creeping in, don't run from it. Recognize it for what it is, a signal that you're on the right path, a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, which is the only place real growth happens. Keep grinding even when it hurts, even when it's frustrating, even when progress feels slow, because on the other side of that discomfort is the success you've been working for. The grind is tough. It will test you, push you to your limits, and demand everything you've got. But if you don't have a purpose driving you forward, it's easy to lose motivation. That's why finding your purpose in the grind is so important. It gives meaning to the struggle, fuel to the fire, and direction to your efforts. Without purpose, the grind feels like suffering. With purpose, it becomes a mission. When you have a strong why, every challenge becomes more bearable. Purpose turns obstacles into stepping stones. It reminds you why you started in the first place, and keeps you moving when everything in you wants to stop. Think about the people who achieve great things in life. They don't just work hard for the sake of working. They have a deep, burning reason that keeps them locked in, focused, and committed even on the hardest days. Purpose is personal. It could be about proving something to yourself, creating a better life for your family, leaving a legacy, or fulfilling a dream you refuse to let die. Whatever it is, you have to own it. You have to remind yourself of it every day, because when the grind gets exhausting, when the results don't come as fast as you want, it's that purpose that will keep you moving. There will be days when you question everything, days when you wonder if it's all worth it. If you don't have a strong enough reason behind what you're doing, you'll be tempted to quit. But when your purpose is clear, you won't let temporary pain take away your long-term vision. Purpose is what turns discipline into dedication. It keeps you grinding, not just because you have to, but because you want to. Purpose also changes the way you see the work itself. Instead of seeing the grind as a burden, you start seeing it as the very thing that is shaping you into the person you need to become. You realize that every struggle, every setback, and every long hour is part of a bigger picture. You're not just working, you're building something. You're creating a future that wouldn't exist without your effort. When you find your purpose, you stop looking for excuses and start looking for ways to push forward. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on determination. The grind no longer feels like something you have to do. It becomes something you get to do because you know it's leading you somewhere meaningful. So if you haven't found your purpose yet, take the time to dig deep. Ask yourself what drives you, what excites you, what makes all the hard work worth it. And once you find it, hold on to it. Let it be the force that carries you through the toughest days. Because when you have purpose, you don't just grind. You grind with a reason. And that makes all the difference. Success is never instant. It doesn't come from one big moment, one lucky break, or one burst of effort. It comes from the process, the slow, steady grind of showing up every day, putting in the work, and believing that all of it will add up to something great. But here's the thing, the process takes time, and most people don't have the patience to see it through. They want immediate results, quick rewards and instant success. And when that doesn't happen, they start doubting themselves, questioning the grind and looking for an easier way out. That's why trusting the process is so important. When you trust the process, you understand that every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you forward. Even on the days when progress feels invisible, something is happening beneath the surface. Every rep in the gym makes you stronger. Every extra hour of work sharpens your skills. Every failure teaches you a lesson. The results may not show up right away, but that doesn't mean they aren't coming. Growth happens in the background in ways you can't always see, and the only way to reach your goals is to keep grinding even when it feels like nothing is happening. Doubt is the enemy of progress. The moment you start questioning whether the process is working, you risk slowing down, cutting corners, or giving up altogether. But if you truly want success, you have to believe in the work you're putting in, even when there's no immediate reward. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the people who turn dreams into reality, they all have one thing in common. They stick with the process. They don't let temporary setbacks shake their confidence. They don't stop when things get tough. They know that every challenge, every delay, every struggle is just part of the journey. Trusting the process also means understanding that failure is not the end. It's a necessary step. Every mistake you make, every time you fall short, you're learning, adapting, and getting better. Too many people quit when they don't see instant success, but what they don't realize is that those tough moments are where growth happens. The struggle is what makes you stronger. The process is shaping you into the person who can handle the success you're working for. You can't rush greatness. Just like you can't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. You can't put in work for a few weeks and expect life-changing results. The process takes time, and your only job is to stay committed to it. Focus on the work, not just the outcome. Keep showing up, keep grinding, keep believing, because when you trust the process and stay consistent, success isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, I leave you with this. Grind every day. When the world tells you to rest, keep pushing. When others doubt, prove them wrong. You have what it takes. Now it's time to do the work. Keep grinding. The world won't know what hit it